This morning on DC News Now, it's a cold start to the day. Temperature starting off upper 30s to low to mid, upper 20s to low to mid 30s. Otherwise, right into the low 40s in DC at this hour. Please make sure to bundle up. We do have a warm up in that 7-day. I'll have more details coming up.
Also coming up, double-checking details why Maryland's Attorney General could be re-reviewing cases of people who died while in police custody.
And clearing the air, an accused killer released from jail. What prosecutors are saying about it.
Plus, a tentative timeline when the Metro Silver Line could be up and running and what's standing in the way of it opening to riders.
Our good Thursday morning to your time right now at 6 o'clock. Thanks for joining us. I'm Corey James.
Good morning. I'm Tanaya Wright. Thanks for starting your day with us. A cold start to our Thursday morning here. Meteorologist Jackie Layer has more on our forecast this morning. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning tonight and Corey. So before you step out the door, please make sure to bundle up. Temperatures are off to a cold start yet again, but later on this afternoon, we should see those temperatures warm back up to right around 60. So that's a little bit warmer than the past couple of days. Here's a view of those current temperatures. Upper 20s right now in Manassas is right around 30 in Culpeper, 34 in Luray and Woodstock, 36 we're starting off in Winchester, low to mid 30s over towards westernmost parts of Maryland as well as parts of West Virginia. Hagerstown coming in right at 35, 36 in Frederick, but at least in D.C. we're starting off low 40s at this hour. We still have some cold alerts to talk about. We have freeze warnings still in place, mainly west of D.C., closer towards D.C. as well as Arlington County and Prince George's County. Frost advisories, those are in place, and those freeze warnings and frost advisories, those go until 9 a.m. this morning, and then we'll likely see those temperatures continuing to climb. Wind speed mainly out of the south and west, and you guessed it, with the wind, that's making it feel a little bit colder than the actual air temperatures. So we're feeling like we're into the mid-20s in Leesburg and Manassas. Feel like it's into the upper 30s in D.C. It's feeling like it's right around the freezing mark in Frederick, upper 20s. So it feels like in Hagerstown at this hour. Satellite and radar, at least that's all clear. We'll continue to notice mainly sun-filled skies for your Thursday. If you're trying to plan out the rest of your day, we'll be into low 50s by 11 a.m., upper 50s to around 60 through the middle of the afternoon, and even warmer as we get towards tomorrow. More details on that with that 7-day coming up. But Shanika's here with the very latest on traffic. What do people need to know before hitting the roads?
Well, it's just past the 6 o'clock hour. Look at this mess you're dealing with. This is in northern Virginia on the inner loop stretch right near 50. And you're bumper to bumper. It's a parking lot right now, and that's because of a crash involving, I'm told, multiple vehicles. You can kind of see it to the left shoulder if you look closely, and cars are getting by to the right, but very, very slowly. So I would avoid the mixing bowl if you can. It looks like those express lanes might be open, but I wouldn't play with it right now. So again, 3 left lanes are blocked. We have a crash involving multiple vehicles. The rest of northern Virginia, 6695, is looking pretty good. Once you get up to that mixing bowl, though, you are going to get into that heavy mess there. Kenilworth Avenue right near BW Parkway. Watch for a crash, and that is in the Kenilworth area, so do be careful, guys.
Thank you, Shanika. Breaking now this morning, D.C. fire crews are investigating a fire at a gas station in Northwest. This happened just before midnight in the bathroom of the BP gas station on Georgia Avenue and Park Road. D.C. Fire and EMS say they put out that fire pretty quickly. Fortunately, no one was injured.
And an 80-year-old man is in jail this morning after U.S. Capitol Police say he brought guns near Capitol grounds yesterday. According to officials, officers found 2 handguns and a shotgun inside Tony Payne's van. Payne is from Georgia and faces 3 charges, including having an unregistered firearm and a pistol without a license.
New this morning, a new audit report from the Maryland Attorney General's office says it's worth taking a second look at about 100 cases where people died while in police custody.
And the report comes as Maryland's former chief medical examiner faces backlash for his testimony in a high-profile trial. DC News Now's Lex Flores is live this morning breaking down what was in that report. Good morning, Lex.
Good morning, Corey and Tanaya. Well, concerns over the Office of the Medical Examiner came up in 2021 after the trial for Derek Chauvin. Now, in that trial, the former medical examiner, Dr. David Fowler, he was called as an expert witness, and during that trial, he classified George Floyd's death as undetermined rather than a homicide. Well, that prompted 400 medical experts to send a letter to the Office of the Attorney General and Governor Hogan asking for an investigation into Dr. Fowler's in-custody death findings. That sparked this audit, and the findings that are now released recommend the outside experts take a look at about 10% of his cases. The report asks for a new forensic pathologist team to comb over autopsy details and give their initial opinions on each case. And after that, they want the team of reviewers to meet together, discuss each case, and determine the quality of Dr. Fowler's findings. Now, the audit design team says that there were about 1,300 deaths in police custody that Dr. Fowler examined during his tenure as the medical examiner. Of course, as this continues to develop, we'll bring updates both here and online. Live in Maryland, I'm Lex Juarez, DC News Now.
All right, thank you, Lex. Covering Loudoun County this morning, prosecutor Buta Biberaya is looking to clear the air after an accused killer was out of jail for more than a day. Last summer, Stone Colburn was charged with second-degree murder after he was accused of killing the mother of his brother's child. However, Colburn was found unfit to stand trial. Without a path to proving his competence, Biberaya's team dropped the charges in General District Court and filed new ones in Circuit Court. That's where the miscommunication happened.
We took this effort to make sure that Mr. Colburn was not released or held in the hospital in a way that would prevent us from being able to prosecute him for what is believed to be a vicious and violent murder.
The sheriff's office says Colburn was out of jail because the new charges were filed the day after the original ones were dropped. That would create a window where no charges were actively filed against him.
And your time right now is 6:06 on this Thursday morning. An update, police say they have arrested the man accused of raping a woman at gunpoint in a Northern Virginia hotel. Metro Transit police say 30-year-old Patrick Locke was taken into custody at the Metro Center station Tuesday. Locke is accused of holding a woman at gunpoint while sexually assaulting her at the Hawthorne Suites in Vienna. People in the community relieved to know the suspect is off the streets.
It just makes the area safer knowing that something like this incident has been rectified, you know, where they caught the person. So it makes people feel safer using the Metro.
Officers say surveillance video along with tips from the community helped them arrest Locke. He remains in custody and faces multiple charges, including rape and abduction.
And some good news this morning for Metro riders. After years of construction and setbacks, Metro says the Silver Line is finally ready to take passengers all the way to Dulles. Metro said it could be operational by Thanksgiving, but there's a lot riding on whether or not this actually happens, including whether Metro can add more trains to its tracks. The Washington Metro Rail Safety Commission that oversees Metro says their plan to bring the 7000 series trains back into service is not backed up by safety data. Now, that was new information released in a letter by the Safety Commission's deputy CEO. WMATA says it needs to hear from the Safety Commission by the end of this week for the Silver Line extension to open in time for the holiday travel season.
So Metro hasn't completed its safety certification process. They still have open items that they need to address, and therefore there is nothing before the WMSC for our consideration at this time. We can't concur that they've done that until they have actually done that. And so we do not have anything that Metro has submitted to us yet.
Metro says it's still committed to returning more than 700 rail cars into service and believes the 7000 series trains are safe and reliable.
It was violence, it was unacceptable, but at the end of the day, it was a triumph for freedom thanks to people in both political parties who did their job.
And new this morning, former Vice President Mike Pence making a stop at Georgetown University. Pence participated in a student Q&A and was asked several questions about former President Trump and the Capitol insurrection. Also new this morning, false claims of voter fraud. A judge is accusing former President Donald Trump of falsifying legal documents. The judge says Trump signed legal documents after the 2020 election, arguing that fraudulent votes were counted. This case is not linked to other cases against Trump. However, it could be used by prosecutors to establish a timeline against the former president. Meantime, former President Donald Trump is wrapped up in a defamation lawsuit. It was filed by E. Jean Carroll. She is a writer and claims that Trump raped her in the mid-1990s in a department store. Last night, the former president answered questions under oath. Very few details have been released about the deposition. In the past, Trump has called Carroll's accusations a hoax and a lie.